That was a battle between the two.
I'm never doubting the Rams the rest of the year.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just like the Rams, this game really proved it to me that they're really not out of any games at this point, you know.
But I thought Love didn't look that great either. He keeps throwing off his back foot so much, or is that just his style?
I don't think he's healthy yet.
No, I don't think he's healthy yet either. He's still recovering from that.
Because that
I will like to point out, I did say the Bills were losing 2 in a row.
You did.
This is now their second L in a row. Hopefully, we'll see if I change course later, because are we picking them again this week? We are not, so don't worry about it. I won't talk about it.
You don't even have to.
You don't even have to talk about it.
On the line.
Other upside that I thought was really good, Lamar Jackson threw it to nine different receivers, caught the ball from Lamar, which is really good for what you consider a run-first team.
The Jets fire head coach Robert Saleh.
He gone.
Boo.
He gone. And then one more other quick tidbit on the Jets, and then we can discuss Robert. Jets owner, also, what's his name? Woody Johnson, I believe.
Yeah.
Asking Hassan Reddick to come to the team and that he will be welcomed at this point.
Get laced up.
Let's go.
It's time for Banter with the boys.
Yo, welcome back to Banter with the Boys. Gridiron updates. What week are we going into? Week 6 already. Holy crap, Vikings are 5-0. Just started out right there real quick. But to my left, once again, we got Jake with us this week. Jake, I know this weekend was up and down emotionally, I'm sure.
Very
especially
stressful.
on Sunday specifically.
Yeah,
but,
I think I had a couple of heart attacks watching that Ravens-Bengals game.
But you're here with us today.
Yeah, I'm
Still alive.
Made it
still
through.
alive.
He made it through. He made it through. And of course, on this side, last but not least, Rob.
Thank you. It's awfully bright up here on top of the NFC mountain, so it's feeling good right now. Life's good. Vibes are good. Everyone's healthy. Well, Aaron Jones with a little hip injury, but I think we'll be all right 2 weeks later.
We'll be fine. Don't worry about the Vikings. They're 5-0.
The 5-0, baby.
5-0. Didn't you want to say something about the Vikings being 5-0? That we're going to ride it this long or whatever?
Yeah, how long are you guys going to ride 5-0? This is ridiculous.
As long as we can. If I ask my grandparents or any other parents, we take the wins when we get them, baby.
I don't know when it'll happen again.
You've only got one place to go, and that's down.
Whoa, Jake, hold on, buddy. We're just starting the show. Oh, my God.
Too early.
What did you say?
I said too early.
Yeah, too soon, buddy. But before we move on, we did just want to let you know that this episode is once again brought to you by the Cappy. Our go ahead, fellas, show us your Cappies.
Ooh, second best sound in the world.
Second best sound in the world, according to Rob. But the Cappy, once again, is our little tool here that we use to open the can. You can turn it around, flip it upside down, and it can cover the can as well. But don't forget, it's got a keyhole on it, so you can have it on your keychain like mine here. But Jake, why don't you tell us about the Cappy a little bit?
Well, so as exciting as the Ravens-Bengals game was, I went through 4 Cappies over the course of that entire game. I have no idea where they went in my house.
Yeah.
So I had to get a new 4-pack on Amazon. So I'm waiting for that to show up.
New 4-pack on Amazon.
Yep.
It's on the way now.
Yeah,
I hope,
that's right. Absolutely.
You got to prepare for this weekend.
That's right. Gonna need it.
Getting
again.
ready. But also made in America. And one of the things I like to do is sitting around a little bonfire in this fall weather here, slide it around the top, protects it, good to go.
Oh, nice. So it's going to keep our state bird, the mosquito, out.
Yes.
Oh. Nice. Well, there you have it. Again, this episode brought to you by the Cappy. And just like every week, we're going to start with the Vikings game. The Vikings, what do they like to say? Across the pond.
Across the pond there.
Across the pond, taking on the Jets.
I liked your skull to the bowl style.
Skull to the bowl. Yeah, you already know. I think they said that was probably when we were off to a hot start the last time, which was what, 2016 or 17?
Yeah,
something like
last
that?
time we went 5-0. Yep.
Yeah, I think I heard it then. So keeping that going. Skull to the bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So did you get a chance to watch the whole game?
Sure did, buddy.
What's your overall thought process of that performance by our purple team?
It made me I guess it didn't make me nervous. I think the Jets defense finally started playing up to what we all know and kind of expected them to be able to play to this season. So I think we saw a lot of that. I'm not cutting Sam Darnold some slack.
Yeah.
It was fine to see him have an actual pedestrian game for the first time this season.
I would agree with that. He did miss some throws.
He did. And it was kind of after that hit to the ribs, though, which didn't look like it was that hard. But, again, I'm not the one getting hit in the ribs.
True.
So, I don't know. It was more than just overthrowing guys. He was leaving it short, too, leading them the wrong way. He just looked off after that. But, again, I'll give him a game. I think he's earned that right, what I mean, this season. But other than that,
but they scrapped together a win. The defense
stood on their head.
Was on fire. They're constant pressure on Rodgers and of forcing 3 turnovers. So I mean, overall, it was an ugly good win. Like we say in Week 10, no one's going to remember exactly how it played out. It was just a W on the schedule. So
like you mentioned, the 3 picks. It's not every day that Aaron Rodgers is turning the ball over 3 times, let alone 3 interceptions.
Yeah, and a pick 6 too.
I mean?
I think that was his 3rd time in his career.
Old Gankle.
Oh, Gankle, then that's 2 for him.
Old
this year.
Gankle.
He's a pick 6 machine.
He's a pick 6 machine.
Right now, I'd probably say he's probably other than I think Harrison Phillips is the top standout defensive player.
For the Vikings?
Yeah.
Really?
And Grenard's playing really good ball, too, but he's just not getting sacks, so the stats aren't there, but his pressures are right up there.
No, he's right.
Ivan Pace back. He had some really good plays. He had, I think, a tackle for loss. So
what was maybe it was you in the meeting last night. It was one of you guys that brought it up. Harrison Smith's interception now. Or no, it was his half sack or whatever. He needed a half sack to reach 100 sacks and 30 INTs now or something like that.
Is it no? That's not 100 sacks. That's Watt you're thinking of.
Oh, I'm thinking of TJ. I'm thinking of TJ Watt.
That's a lot of sacks.
No, but there was something with his interceptions and sacks or something.
Like
it's got to be 20-30 or something.
Yeah,
instead.
or 30-30 or something.
But anyway, yeah. So good on Harrison Smith.
Heck
Obviously,
yeah.
I don't know it. But we got some other Jets news coming up later in the show. But other than that news, what's the Jets' next? What do they got to do next? I'm thinking not target Garrett Wilson 22 times, but Breece Hall couldn't really get it going that game either.
Yeah, the Jets' offensive line is their biggest downfall right now with holding them back. I would say their defense is good. They can't run the ball. They can't establish. I think they only ran like 14 attempts all game, and then Rodgers throwing 58 times.
Yeah.
And to Garrett Wilson, a third of those times. He had a couple he threaded in there, and Lazard didn't come up with
for sure
some crazy catch in the touchdown, but he also dropped a couple easy ones too. So that was a possession different game. I like seeing up 17-0 to start. It's always nice.
Oh yeah, again another fast start for the
know?
Vikings this season.
But you can see the Jets defense, especially against the run. That's the Vikings struggle the most is up the middle between the 2 guards and the center right now. You can see that is our weakness. So when we play D tackles like we did with Williams in there, he's going to cause some issues. So, but we'll take the win. Jets are a good team. Sure. So
yeah, for sure, 5-0,
5-0, baby,
5-0.
What about the not as good purple team over there?
We'll get to them, buddy. You just wait a minute.
Fighting words.
You just wait a minute. We'll get to them. Moving right along as we do. The Vikes won that game, by the way, 23-17, if we didn't mention the score. But, Packers traveling to the Los Angeles Rams, pulling that game out 24-19. But that was a battle. I'd say that was a battle between the two.
I'm never doubting the Rams the rest of the year.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. It's just like the Rams, this game really proved it to me that they're really not out of any games at this point, whether they have any receivers left or not. But
Cooper Kupp's possibly going to be back next week.
That can only help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only can help. Yeah, because Stafford back there just throwing darts everywhere. And then Williams is running the ball real nice still.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's impressive. Even though they lost the game, they had a chance to win it.
Yeah.
They had the last possession in it.
okay, let's say we take away the ugly pick six by Jordan Love. That
No.
shouldn't have happened. That's really bad. So if
Packers
you take
fans,
so,
what's up with
so
that?
if you take no. I'm just
I'm rubbing it in.
whoa. Calm down. What did you just call me, buddy?
No, not you. I'm looking
I
at
was
the
like,
Packers fans.
No, but if you take that away, it's a little bit different score. Maybe you feel a little bit differently that the Packers, dominated them. Maybe, but that's bad. You just got to take that safety, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Trying to make a play, but
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
just bad.
yeah. I don't know if did you watch any of the game, Jacob, at all?
Yeah, I watched most of it. It wasn't really an entertaining game to watch.
No, it was not.
Yeah, the pick six was really, really confusing. I understand Jordan Love's logic. He's trying to save the safety, but if you're gonna do that, you have to throw it out of bounds better than that.
Which it looked like that's exactly what he's
Well,
trying to do, but
yeah. It was not good.
Well, it changed the momentum of that game.
Yep.
Really, it got the Rams back in because the Packers went out and scored. They were up 7-0 right away.
Yeah.
They ran the ball okay with Jacobs.
Yep. Nothing super spectacular, but at least they were balanced over the course of the entire game.
I agree with that. Yep. But I thought Love didn't look that great either. He keeps throwing off his back foot so much, or is that just his style?
I don't think he's healthy yet.
No, I don't think he's healthy yet either. He's still recovering from that.
Because that offense wasn't really flowing like I've seen earlier in the year. They just, even then when they could run the ball, I think running the ball was really what won that game. And their defense, McKinley on the backside, playing
two more turnovers,
another
his fifth interception in 5 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that defense.
insane.
That defense is ball hawking right now. I think they're first or second in total takeaways right now with
I think they're
14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Look at you. What a football mind. I like it.
Hey,
That's all we bring in here on the Gridiron updates.
I've been saying though, the Packers defense, man, that does scare me about them a little bit. So I'm not looking forward to playing them again.
No, I mean
They're gonna be coming.
They're a solid football team.
Yeah. Rams 1-4, probably a little bit better than that record, but let's see who do the Rams real quick before we move on. Let's just see who the Rams have next year. Looks like they got the Raiders, and then they're gonna take an L to the Vikings. Looks like a primetime game, but so that's a tough 2 games. I mean, even the Raiders are gonna give them a tough game, but winnable game for the Rams at this point.
Well, if I pick it, I'm
So
picking
are the
the Rams.
Vikes.
I'm picking the Rams.
They
Against
could
the Raiders,
be the
too.
Vikings' first loss, straight up.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, I mean, that's
Matthew
the NFL.
Stafford,
It's any given Sunday,
They gave the Lions a run for their money, if you remember, in week 1.
For sure. No, that's right. Yeah, they did. Let's move on from the Packers because they're the Packers. So, Bills.
Second place. They're not even in first place. Just FYI reminder.
Not even in first place. Not even. Bills traveling to the Texans. This was our, I guess you could say, Banter of the Boys game of the week, I believe it was.
Yep.
And it didn't disappoint. I will like to point out I did say the Bills were losing 2 in a row.
You did.
This is now
You
their
did.
second L in a row. Hopefully, we'll see if I change course later because are we picking them again this week? We are not, so don't worry about it. I won't talk about
You
that.
don't even have to. You
No,
don't
I don't even worry to
you're-
talk about it.
you're on the line.
But good win for the Texans. I think they proved to a lot of people that, they are for real.
Mm-hmm.
That Vikings game was maybe an anomaly. If they played the Vikings again, probably would not be the same scoreline,
No.
in US Bank, though, because it's so loud,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was part of the game that actually did help him, is making the confusion of him checking to different plays at the end of it. So,
For sure. But, all the flowers to Houston, they balled out. I really want to say on both sides of the ball. I mean, holding the Buffalo holding the Buffalo offense to 20 points right now seems to be an accomplishment at this moment. So
And having Josh Allen go 9 for 30.
I was going to say 9 completions for Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's right. Did you see a lot of this game?
No. Well, I didn't see a lot of it. I will watch really that fourth quarter to try and understand why the heck the Texans won with a walk-off field goal.
Right.
Because it looked like it was going to go into overtime.
mm-hmm.
And even then, I'm like, why is this game going to overtime? Like, it was an ugly win for the Texans.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there was a couple weird scenarios. Actually, I mean, first of all, Nico Collins going out with a hammy.
Yeah, after that touchdown bomb.
The Texans offense was stagnant after that, which allowed the Bills to hang around and ended up scoring, 17 of their 20 points in the second half. But then the Bills had a really weird scenario at the end of the game where the Texans punted the ball and they were, pinned back down. Yeah. And then
they threw they
threw it 3 times. Texans had 3 timeouts either way, but you still have to force them to use it, I think, at that point.
Right.
Because otherwise then you just punt the ball and that's when they kicked the winning field goal. So that was the difference of that game, really.
Yeah.
So
I did not catch the end of it. That's interesting.
Yeah, so
it's just game management.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's, when you don't have a team that likes to run the ball, that's those scenarios when you need to run the ball.
Like,
For sure.
There wasn't a lot of James Cook at the first half of the game, if you look at the stats. And then in the second half, they started to lean on him more. But even then, at that point where you're down at like year 2, you're typically, am I mistaken, your general mindset is you're going to want to attempt to run the ball. And we'll kind of get into this with the Ravens-Bengals game. You want to at least get off the goal line, give yourself some room to punt if you have to.
Worst case scenario.
But then, you want to force the opposing team to like burn all of their timeouts rather than we're going to throw incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Borderline bonehead move of the week.
I agreed.
Yeah.
It's just not 101 of football. I get it, the idea of being aggressive. And if you go with first down, you do pass, then you might as well pass the other 2 downs too. But that, that's just an aggressive play that came back to bite them.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I mean, at the end of it, Bills are still 3-2, still leading the division.
They're still in it.
They're looking fine. Houston is looking ridiculous right now. Winning close games though. They're not blowing anybody out of the water. If you look at all their games, other than the Vikings game, take that one out of it. Of course,
Right.
I'll stop mentioning the Vikings. I'm sorry, jeez. We're just so excited.
Yeah. I mean, if Nico doesn't go down, I think this game was a blowout.
You think so?
I think it would have been.
He's there.
Well, he went down early, second quarter or third. Yeah, so it was midway in the game.
Yeah,
and then their offense was just nothing after that because the Bills. I mean, they were up at halftime, 17-3.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, but that Texans defense is pretty good too.
Yeah.
No, they get after it. They forced Josh Allen into a lot of throws. Not that I want to back Josh Allen up right now with his 9 completions because that's just insane on 30 attempts. But they forced him. They forced his hand a little bit.
They did.
But
good job by DeMeco Ryans there on his scheme.
Yep.
No doubt. Let's move on to our next game. The Bucs traveling to Atlanta. We'll cover all of our picks after the fact, but we had one person pick Atlanta this week. I think it was only one.
It was Mike, yeah.
And he was right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Falcons win it in OT. I mean, we obviously got to talk about the end of the game. I mean, what even happened? I don't even. It was just pure chaos.
Yeah.
For me, like I just don't understand.
You've got the ball at Atlanta's 24, the Bucs do. They've got the ball at Atlanta's 24. And then they just shoot themselves in the foot with the holding penalty. They ran themselves out of field goal position and forced a punt, giving Kirk Cousins that opportunity to go the length of the field, which was...
And that wasn't even to tie the game. They fumbled after that.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but that penalty, because they were at like the 28-yard line. I was at there after the interception from Davis. Yeah. And I was like, game over when I was rewatching that tape. And I'm like, how did they lose this still?
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, you thought it was game over. I mean, you just saw it on Baker's face at the end of the game. He was just blank. He was like, what else did we have to do?
Yeah, their offense was hot. The Bucs offense was hot at the beginning of the game. And then Atlanta's defense showed up in the second half, clamped them down, which is really a tale of two halves.
It was.
Oh, for sure. And it's got to feel good for Atlanta. Like I'm looking at Atlanta a little bit differently now. Yes, I picked the Bucs to win the division. Sorry, Falcons fans, but
I picked the Falcons.
Yeah, you did. We had them flip flop there.
Yep.
But great division battle.
Drake London's coming doing his own right now as that top receiver in Atlanta.
Well, him and Kirk's connection right now is just top level.
And Kyle Pitts got a little involved in
Finally,
this game. Finally,
finally, Kyle Pitts started getting some action. 7 receptions for 88 yards.
I'm surprised that there's still not more Bijan Robinson.
I know. I looked at the stat line too, and I was like, and I rewatched the game. And it was
Like,
just,
if
it was a
he's
weird flow to the game because the Bucks were always up early, and they just.
And you feel like you have to almost throw the ball.
But
to
if he's
stay in it.
if he's that dynamic of a running back, you're gonna play him as a 3-down back anyways. So why are you not like doing like bubble screens to your wide receiver, or excuse me, to Bijan?
They ran a couple too. I was gonna see how many catches he ended up having in that game.
He had 3 for 16.
But then 12, so that's only 15 touches, But I don't know. That's where I think that the Atlanta offense is just so pass heavy with Kirk over there.
Yeah,
They for sure are. And I mean they have targets. And
now
now knowing, like, this is the first time I saw Hodges' speed. I mean, how he just took off and just split the defense, and that was the end of the game. Like, oh my God, I didn't know he was that fast.
Yeah.
So that's just another weapon. I like Ray. That fumble out of bounds was kind of scary for the Falcons, but at the end of the game there. But all in all, I mean, I'm feeling good as a Falcons fan right now. Who do they got next week? I don't think they're a part of our pick games.
Yeah, I mean, I still at the end of the day, the Bucks lost that game.
Yep,
they should have won that game. Mike Evans came out and balled 2 touchdowns again. That first half, I mean, it looked like it was going to be a blowout, and then the tale of 2 halves. Atlanta's defense stepped up, started making some plays. London, they started balling out, and then the Bucks just kept keeping them in it. And then next thing you know, overtime and touchdown school dance.
Like you said, shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Do you think at the end of this month, October 27th, they play the Buccaneers again in Tampa Bay already? What's the outcome of that game right now? If you had to just take a shot in the dark this second.
Oh, I mean, I picked the Falcons to win the division, so I'm gonna go Falcons.
Falcons are going to win in Tampa Bay too.
Yeah, I'll probably take Falcons in Tampa.
Buccaneers will get back there.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it was
a
Bucs fan. I'm just saying.
It's
great
gonna be a
game.
competitive game. I don't think that one team is way better than the other.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be tight between those two the rest of the season. I think this will be a great battle to watch.
It will. I mean, also it was a very entertaining game. So,
and then on the other side of the ball, real quick, it's not like Baker Mayfield did anything to lose that game per se. I mean, pretty good stat line for him as well. They did at least have a rushing game as well. The Buccaneers. This Bucky Irving, I like that kid. Every time until he fumbled. But every time I see 7, I keep thinking Leonard Fournette. I still think.
Not quite the same size, but yeah.
I know.
not
and then he
playoff
gets
Lenny.
up. I'm like, oh, that's not Fournette.
Yeah, he's shifty. He looks good,
Yeah.
But
Ball security.
You can lose a job real quick when you keep putting it on the ground.
Yep.
Ball security. So with that, let's head into our last game to recap of the week. And obviously, Jake, I'm going to let you just run away with this and let us know how many times you almost died. But Ravens win it 41-38 in OT.
Every time Jamar Chase touched the football, I cried.
You cried. You cried a lot.
Yeah, I
It
did.
looks like you cried 10 times. Though.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a lot of yardage too.
Oh yeah, almost 2. Yeah, he almost put up 200 with his 2 touch. Really, really good game to watch. Cincinnati's front 7 did a really good job of stacking the box, stopping the run. Up until Derrick Henry's last carry, he had 41 yards on 14 touches. And the Ravens were playing from behind for most of the game. You had asked last week, Rob, what scares me as far as thinking that the Ravens might lose is if they get into a boat race with Cincinnati, and that's exactly what they got into. They got lucky with this win. Cincinnati's offense is really good. They exposed the Ravens secondary a lot. So there's some concern there. And let me see, how many heart attacks did I have? The Lamar Jackson fumble that he threw the touchdown to Isaiah Likely.
Might be the best play of the years.
That's going to be up there for
Okay.
sure. And then there was Joe Burrow throwing that interception to Marlon Humphreys. I have no idea how that even happened. Lamar Jackson's second fumble in overtime, and then
I forgot about that. It's a lot of heart attacks, man.
yeah, and then the Bengals kicker missing that field goal in OT
On the
for
bad
the win.
snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so what? 4, 5? Yeah.
Hey, I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah,
here, Jake.
I'm
Should
glad.
probably
you-
get checked out. this
I
week.
should. I should.
Yeah. Take some Tylenol before you go to bed.
Yeah. Other upside that I thought was really good. Lamar Jackson threw it to nine different receivers, caught the ball from Lamar, which is really good for what you consider a run first team.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great point. I mean, on top of that, Lamar still ran the ball for 12 times himself. They still ran the ball as a team 34 times.
Yeah. I think that's a little much for Lamar, but given the fact that they were shutting down Henry, it makes sense that you're going to see a little bit more runs from him. But again, the Cincinnati's front four was putting pressure.
Yeah, they played good.
Yeah, Sam Hubbard had a heck of a game. So, yeah, recognize that for sure.
And
Recognize.
then he got posterized on that one play.
Twice.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen that play, go check that play out. It's pretty elite.
Yeah.
And then just watch the whole fourth quarter because it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, back and forth. I mean, it
Yeah.
was, oh my God.
Yeah, 31 points scored. So
If you're into offense,
Yeah.
like that was
Yeah.
something to watch. Now, if you're into defense, I would skip this one.
but for the Bengals, it's their first time this year that their offense,
Actually
probably
looked
put
good.
over. This is the first time they probably touched 30. I'm thinking, without even looking back. But
I'd reckon.
so
Let me look.
Lamar, Chase catching a ton of balls. Higgins
did it-
back.
Higgins,
They made 33 against the Commanders, but they still lost that game.
Oh, okay. In a shootout. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that was like a Monday, Thursday primetime game, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 7 weeks ago already.
So, but yeah, I mean, for the Bengals going 1-4, I mean that's really tough. I don't know who they have coming up next, but
their next 4 weeks are really soft. I could easily see them coming back and being 5
you're
and
predicting
4.
5-4. All right, all right.
Yeah.
I
Come
don't
back
know
and
about.
contend for that division.
Yeah, they're still a strong team.
I don't know about 5 and 4. I'll give you.
You
I'll give you 4 and 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with them because I got at New York Giants, at Cleveland, and then at home against the Eagles and then the Raiders, and then another square up on November 7th against the Ravens.
All right. Well, we'll see if the Bengals are the team that doesn't play down to their opponent's level.
I mean, that's
And that's
all
kinda
they've
how
done
been-
all year.
Yeah, exactly. So
other than that Chiefs game. I mean, but arguably we've already talked about the Chiefs not maybe being that great either, even though their record indicates otherwise.
well, you
But
have.
that was a
I
great game.
haven't.
Well, that's right. You're a Chiefs fan. I forgot. Sorry.
Chiefs Nation, baby.
Unbelievable. I forgot he was our new resident Chiefs fan hopping on the bandwagon.
Wow.
2 undefeated teams. How do you feel?
Feeling good.
Fan of 2 undefeated teams.
Just on top of the world.
You're 10
You
and
know. I just can't wait for
So who are you rooting for if both of them are in the Super Bowl?
all the Vikings for sure.
Go to the bowl, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire up.
Epic, long touchdown run by, completion to JJ and overtime to win it. Just kind of like, the Minneapolis Miracle.
Oh yeah.
Ugh,
But the game's tied, so we don't, it's not desperate times.
not desperate times. All right. With that, speaking of desperate times, some of our guys in our standings might be in desperate times already
Yeah.
through week 5. So just to update this week, who's not with us up here, Mike went 5-0. Went a perfect 5-0.
Congrats,
Good
Mike.
for you, Mike. Can't say the same about the Colts. Had to take it. Had to take the low blow. Sorry,
know.
Mike. Hit me up about that. Anyway,
Go Jaguars.
next on the list is actually right over here. Jake went 4-1 last week.
Heck yeah.
Job, Jake.
Who
Thanks.
is that one loss for
It's
you?
the Bucks.
Oh, yeah, the Bucks.
That was one of mine. I had a couple.
And again, that was one where Mike was the only one to take Falcons this week. So there's his 5-0. Unbelievable.
Just love the birds.
And then it came Tyler, Ben, Matt, and then yours truly at 3-2, all of us. And Robbie brought up the rear this week at 2-3.
I did.
You
I need the Rams to hit. That was going to be my change the tide
That was you were the only one to take the
I know.
Rams,
And they should have won that game.
They were in it.
They were in it.
You're making a case for the Rams, and I'm listening now. The rest of the season, if we got any Rams, none this week, but
We're sold.
I'm sold. So for the season, win percentage wise, I did not do that math. So I'm gonna take a wild shot in the dark here, and guess that Mike at 8-2 is our leader as far as win percentage goes. But we'll just go down the line because I didn't do that. So Rob, your season total right now, you're 15-10.
All right.
I gained a game on you this week. I am now also 15-10.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Welcome
buddy.
to the club.
Yep, no problem. Right behind both of us is Jake at 14-11.
Not bad.
Nice.
Not
Hey,
bad.
that was a big week for you.
Oh,
Climbed
yeah.
up there.
Second best purple. See?
Second best purple. Ben's getting it going here, 7-8, one away from that
There you
500
go, Ben.
bench, and then Tyler at 6-4. So, again, now next week I'll have you winning percentages. So now we'll
All
really
right.
know.
That's a promise.
now
That's
that
right.
now
He
that we're
said
a
it.
few weeks in with a lot of our returning guests, now we can start using that. Now, if we bring in a new guest who goes 5-0, they don't count yet.
Yeah.
They won't count yet.
No.
We'll give them their flowers.
They
on
don't
5-0,
qualify.
but they don't count
Yep.
yet on the season standings. But with that wraps our 5-game recap.
911, what's your emergency?
And heading right into Tent Talk, fire up. You're fired up.
I'm
And,
horns up.
And the first thing on the list is Rashee Rice is confirmed to miss season with LCL needing repair.
That's sad. Sad news.
That is more like a fired down
Wow.
situation.
That wrong team.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right, Nico. Well, hey, no, Chiefs, man, you're a Chiefs fan.
Oh, true. That's more of
yeah. Oh man.
a little chop going on there.
Juju looked really good yesterday.
Yeah, nice
so
catch in the end zone there.
I think he'll fill in pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Yep. Nico Collins also week to week at the moment.
Really hurts.
They need him out there. Micah Parsons could miss his second career game after missing his first career game last week.
Why is he hurt? His feelings?
His ankle or something.
Okay.
High ankle sprain, which are son of a gun.
He's a dog. I'm not going to dog on him too much.
That's
Dog.
Romeo Dubs with the hurt feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we'll
yeah.
get to Romeo
Oh,
Dobbs, buddy.
okay.
I can't wait. Anyway, Will Hernandez, right guard for Arizona Cardinals, done for the season. I missed the injury, so feel better, get well. Vegas, defensive tackle Christian Wilkins out indefinitely.
Ooh.
That's a big loss. So
Yeah, they dropped a ton of money on him this year.
Yep. And then we also have Derek Carr is also set to miss a few weeks with an oblique injury. So
Trading back for Jamison? Winston?
Go get Jameis back.
Yeah, it's not like
Hey,
Cleveland's
I'm a
gonna-
Jameis guy.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
I know
They
you
should
are.
do
That's
that.
why I brought it
Might
up.
as well. Who's their backup right now? Who's Derek Carr's backup? Anybody know that off the top of their head?
Some second year guy they were talking about him. They
Tatum
were-
Hill?
No.
No,
I mean,
Taysom. I mean, he could.
Taysom's
He could.
out right now too.
I know.
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah.
back last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he got hurt.
Oh,
So,
well,
Welcome to the NFL.
come on, Taysom.
yep, everyone's hurt.
All right. Heading straight to our news segment here. The biggest news of the day. The Jets fire head coach Robert Saleh.
He gone.
Boo.
He gone. And then one more other quick tidbit on the Jets, and then we can discuss Robert. Jets owner, also, what's his name? Woody Johnson, I believe.
Yeah.
Asking Hassan Reddick to come to the team and that he will be welcomed at this point.
Pretty please.
So first off, is the Reddick thing a Robert deal? Did he not want to play for Robert, or do you think he's just holding out for money and that's all that was? If he shows up, it would be kind of weird timing, right? But
Yeah, I mean that's just a lot of insider information. I guess I don't know of the building, but the overall thought process of they're 2-3. I mean, they got a couple games coming up that they could win, and it's just odd. Like that's gonna change their season project. You know, I don't get the move. So there had to been something going on that the rest of us
behind
don't know.
closed doors,
Yeah.
that we don't know.
Yeah, there's
You know.
definitely things going on that we're not privy to. I think the Hassan Reddick piece is just a whole bunch of smoke. He's a football player. He wants to get paid.
Yeah, you
Sure.
know.
Sure. Fair enough.
So, but it's all being a defensive guy. Was he the guy that he wanted in that trade? So that's, I guess, versus the GM wanting him, or it was just, some kind of that deal.
It could be.
So,
and now they went with, I don't know the DC's name. They went with the DC to be the interim head coach.
Right.
So if it would have been Hackett, I feel like I would have thought maybe a little bit more that it could have been Rodgers would have been involved.
Yeah, get your tinfoil hat if
now
it's
that
Hackett.
Yeah, but now that it's not Hackett, it's like, oh, okay. So I don't know. It does seem weird to me. Like you said, 2-3, you're one game out of the division lead.
Yeah.
A division that
is up for
is
grabs.
shaky right now.
and you play the Bills next week too. So
Yeah.
That's what I mean. There's got to be a plan in place or something else behind this that we don't know. I'll get on the dark web later, but I'll figure it out for us. But
All right, I'll put my tinfoil hat on. What do you think? Maybe it's Nathaniel Hackett ends up being the head coach next year in order to keep Aaron Rodgers.
no.
I don't know. I think this is Aaron's last year.
Because
Whoa.
are you gonna?
That's
That's a tinfoil hat
Interesting.
thing too.
Aaron Rodgers last year.
Yeah, I just have a feeling it's going to be his last year.
You just think he's just over the whole getting ready for
He's-
everything and
he
just
just-
like, dude, I'm just tired, man.
He
Done
just
it a long
kinda,
time.
yeah.
He looks tired out there, honestly.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
know?
he wants to put in the work to
Perform at the highest
or at
level.
least be on the same page as your wide receivers. I mean, we'll go back. Here, I'll go back to the Vikings Jets game. While he made some throws, he also missed a lot of throws
He
too.
did miss some. Yeah,
Like
he did miss
the
some.
the pick at the end of the game. Like he put that ball
that
in the
wasn't-
wrong
that was
spot.
bad.
That was
Yeah,
all on
That was
him.
bad.
That was a bad throw. But those field conditions were horrible. I mean, everybody on both sides of the team were slipping everywhere.
Yeah, they were slipping. I mean,
Yeah.
again, it's another soccer stadium like we saw in Brazil.
Yeah.
And this one wasn't at Wembley like they normally are in London. This one was
Right.
at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or something.
So I don't get it. Jets fan, I don't understand how your season's going to get any better after this,
Yeah.
unless it was so bad that inside that locker room, the turmoil or something going on where, it just wasn't a good vibe.
Wasn't a good fit anymore. All right, moving right along here. We got an unfortunate one. We won't do too many details because there's two completely different sides in this one. But Jabril Peppers has been arrested for possibly some assault, possibly some drug things. So we'll just wait for all the details to come out there. But at the moment, Jabril Peppers, captain of New England Patriots, is arrested.
No,
De-
never.
What'd you say?
Never good.
Never good. Yeah, never good. Devin White released by, I believe it was the Eagles. I didn't write it down there, but I said I believe by the Eagles because he never played a freaking snap for the Eagles. So
I think you're correct.
do you think he's more of a locker room cancer, or do you think they just don't need to play him, or is he just dropped off so far that it's just, he might not even, he's got to get a spot just for his name somewhere.
I mean, someone
Yeah.
will probably give an opportunity later on.
Jaguars or something.
Someone, once the injuries start compiling, people get desperate for
For sure.
some talent. So you never know.
Yeah.
But
He'll play somewhere. I don't know why I even put this in here, but I guess I'll mention it anyway. Sean Payton and Bo Nix. I don't know if you guys have seen them
I saw the
kind
video.
of
Yeah.
going at it a little bit on
Yeah.
the sideline. I don't mind it.
Ah,
I don't mind to
No.
see a little bit fiery as long as it's staying respectful for the most part,
Yeah,
right?
and constructive.
And then it's constructive,
Just
I don't
yelling
hate
at each other what
Yeah.
they were seeing on the
I'm trying
field.
to do this,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to do that.
But you didn't
Come on.
see that.
Yeah.
Right. So there's that. I don't know. Thought it was worth mentioning. TJ Watt becomes the second fastest player to 100 sacks in 109 games. He passed
Congratulations.
DeMarcus Ware, who did it in, I believe it was 113 games. And then he didn't do it quite as fast as Hall of Fame Reggie White, who did it, I think it was 96 games for him. DeMarcus Ware is also Hall of Fame. I don't know if I mentioned that. But so
Watt will
sandwich
be there
between,
too. Yeah.
sandwich
well,
between
first
two
ballot.
Hall of Famers. What do you think?
Yep.
Yeah. They should probably just get his, sizing right now for the HOF jacket.
Yep.
Might as well. Aaron Rodgers becomes the 9th quarterback to hit 60,000 career passing
It
yards.
was really nice when it didn't matter
And then
I was a little shocked by that number.
that it was that
Well,
high.
No, that it was that low.
that was more.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the other quarterbacks ahead of him, you're like, he's been super sharp. Like for all of his career, he's missed a season. missed a season and a half. I guess you tack
Didn't
on
play
2 or
his
3
first
more.
2 or 3.
Yeah, but the
guess.
Packers' offense was never as run and gun as, they ran the ball. So I think I remember when he was at his like elite for fantasy, 275, 3 touchdowns was a really good day. He didn't touch 300
that often.
I mean, he did, but it wasn't as much as Mahomes or Brady or those other guys. So that's, I can understand that feeling. Like, you think 6, especially when you see the names above them.
Yeah, I was just like, what? No,
Yeah.
it should be more.
Yeah, I thought about that too. And I was like, I wonder why. And then I was like, oh, they just used to pound the ball with Jones and whoever back in the day.
Yeah.
Just name them out. Yeah. We were
Eddie
talking about him
Lacy,
last night. Yeah,
like,
Ryan Grant.
Suddenly I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah.
I know everyone.
But Jake, I'll go ahead and let you bring this last
home?
little tidbit of news here
Sweet.
in.
Yeah, so I brought this up last night because it was of importance.
And you're a homer.
Yeah, and I'm a homer. So
We're not.
So against the Bengals, Derrick Henry hit 10,000 career rushing yards and 100 career touchdowns in his first 125 games. That puts him in the category with Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, LaDainian Tomlinson and Adrian Peterson as the only other players to do so.
Pretty good list right there.
Yeah, those are a whole bunch of Hall of Famers too. So
Right. No, I mean,
get Derrick Henry's
a
jacket.
Hall of
it was a
Famer.
matter of time. It was a matter of time. The dude's been pretty dang dominant since he got in the league. Yeah. He kind of had that weird spell for a little bit, but
On a weird
he
team.
seemed
Yeah,
right on a
his
weird
team-
on a weird
yeah.
team,
Yeah.
right? But now he seems to be kind of back to that King Henry. Definitely getting way more consistent.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fun to watch.
Yeah,
It's fun to
it
watch.
is.
One of the best backs in the league.
Still.
Still. And last but not least, kind of low key a little bit, our Devontae Adams watch, especially with the firing of Robert now.
Where
Are
is
the
he
Jets
going?
crazy
Yeah.
to try to get Devontae in the house, you think?
Maybe that's the reason. Saleh was the no in the conversation of going after getting him.
So let's say he is. You picked Devontae Adams over Saleh.
Maybe. I mean, or are you picking Rodgers over Saleh? Because Rodgers wants him.
What if Devontae wants to go to New Orleans?
Well, and that's the thing where I was going to bring Carr back up. Now Carr's down for a few weeks with that
Right.
oblique. Yeah, they're right in the
Yeah. And by the time
In
he
the
comes
NFC
back,
South right now.
the trade deadline will be over.
right. So it's just like, I don't know. I think
And not to the
It's tough.
Chiefs, because they're
It's tough.
probably not going to go
Yeah.
in the
I don't
same
think
division.
the Chiefs would be able to have the same division for sure. But then also, I don't think they'd have enough to give.
The capital.
Yeah, to give up. So
Right.
I believe the Jets and the Saints are the only two options. But
So everybody, let's hear your comments. What are your thoughts? Where do you want them to go?
wherever you can find where to put the comment, put it there
Oh, it'll be on,
on
the
our
short.
on our YouTube video
Oh,
on the
short
short
list.
wherever you see it.
Yeah. Right
I
now.
imagined you were going to make it
Right
into
now,
a
as you're
short.
thinking about filling out your comment, right now, as you're listening to my voice.
Do you want to keep talking so they can listen more? To
No,
write
they're
longer
already done.
comments? No, they're already
Soothing
gone.
sound
Okay,
of Rob's
so they're already gone.
voice.
So with that, Kev, let's move right into Bonehead Move of the Week.
Genius.
And moving into Bonehead Move of the Week, there's a couple different things going on this week. Jabril Peppers, sure, but
Love, sure.
Jordan Love, who was it? The Bills or whatever.
The Bills, yeah.
Bills head coach.
A lot of
Maybe the
options
medical
there.
staff at the Texans game.
A lot of
Yeah,
options there.
yeah.
A lot of options there. But one thing kind of stuck out to me, and it was the Packers suspending Romeo Doubs this past weekend for the game. They suspended him Saturday for the game Sunday because he didn't show up to practice Thursday
Practice?
and Friday.
We talking
Right.
about practice?
Right. You both had that ready to go. Jeez. Yeah, what was that?
What? Pistols, dude.
Finger guns.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Wait, I'll get flagged for that
Figure
now
guns.
in
Yeah.
college.
Hey, yeah, you
no
would.
branding in
Hey,
it.
they're getting real wild
Yeah.
with it too.
I know
now.
they are.
Yeah. Now you expect them with big AKs and stuff.
Oh,
They're doing
yeah.
the whole thing. But anyway, back on track. What was I talking about? Romeo Doubs. He didn't show up to practice Thursday and Friday because he's upset with his role with the team. So out of my curiosity, I went back and kind of looked real basic stuff here. Anybody can do this.
Broke down every route of his.
No, absolutely not. No. I just was curious how many targets the guy was getting. So he was first. So we've played 5 games. He was first in targets in one game. earlier in the season. I think it was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
And then he was second in targets like the third game of the season. And then the other 3 games, he was tied for third with targets with like Tucker Kraft and then like Dontavian Wicks for 1 game or whatever.
It was a Vikings game.
So he was upset with his role in the team, so he just chose not to show up, and therefore they had to suspend him. And now he's going to come back this week, and everything's great.
Diva wide receivers being divas.
I know, and that's the bonehead part for me. Is just like, how are you upset about that? He's absolutely getting looks.
Yeah.
Is he a number 1 receiver for the Packers? Should he be getting number 1 receiver looks? Is that what he's asking for?
I don't think he's proven he's the alpha dog in that room.
I don't think so.
You know, I would say Reed Reed
100%.
probably is
Reed
the alpha
probably,
right
yeah.
now.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Jaden Reed takes a cake for me, and I think, Wicks puts his hat in the ring, but I would give it to Dobbs over Wicks.
Sure.
But I
Sure,
like him.
I would, yeah.
But again, now we talk about their 2 good tight ends, Kraft and what's the other cat? I can't remember because we're not Packer fans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So who cares, right?
They all blend together.
But Kraft is coming into his own.
Yeah.
That stiff arm he had at the end of the game this week was nice.
Big, yeah.
And took it to the house. So I don't know. I thought it was bonehead because, like, dude, chill out. You're getting your targets. You're getting paid.
Yeah.
You guys are winning games.
Yeah.
You're in a competitive division right now. Definitely not out of it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
if the goal is to win games, and obviously in the long run for him is to make money, it's like in order to make money, you've got to win games because you're not gonna want teams aren't gonna want you if you're on a bad team and just like whatever. So
Like, how many people are looking for Panthers free agents next year? You know what I mean?
yeah,
I don't know. Did he get super upset when Love was out? And then he was like, the routes and everything he was
He
running.
did get
thought
targeted a little bit less with Malik.
yeah,
Then
but
he did
that's,
Jordan
but
Love,
that's
but
Malik
I
then.
just-
And the game plan changes.
I know,
where
but
it's like
his
we're gonna-
attitude didn't change. Obviously, the difference of whatever
Sure, that's what I
quarterback
mean.
was.
That's
You
what
know,
I mean. It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
exactly.
come on, man.
So
Like-
was that what started it? Because I remember he threw his helmet in the Vikings game in frustration. So was that the build up to the where he's at
Which
now?
I think, and again, my computer literally just died, but I think he had 8 targets in the Vikings game, which would have been, I think, tied with Tucker Kraft.
Yeah,
At
so
8. So it's just like Reed had more, but Reed had a good game.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I hope you have 3 drops this week with their Dobbs.
Dang. Okay,
Karma.
I don't want to see you on Bonehead Move of the Week ever again, buddy. But I guess. Excuse me.
I'm throwing it out there.
Thanks for being human, Smeltzy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's why I try to be a little bit human on Bonehead Move of the Week.
You can have your own Stephon Diggs. They're Packer fans.
Oh, funny thing about Diggs, real quick, and then we'll move on. This isn't not really a bonehead, but did you see that apparently he had relations with an 8-month pregnant Cardi B?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Stephon Diggs,
yeah.
son of a bee.
I'm
Anyway,
into that stuff.
move on. Anyway, let's head into next week's 5-game slate. And to start off our 5-game slate, the Vikings are on bye. The Vikings are on bye. Oop, I tripped Kev out. Sorry, Kev. My bad, dog. Vikings are on bye, so get everybody healed up. Get Aaron Jones healed up. Get TJ Hawkinson ready to play. I haven't heard about Dalton Reisner, but get him ready to play.
Health him up. Health him up.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Anyway, enough about the Vikings.
Any concerns about having the bye this early in the season?
No, especially when Hawkinson
guy.
hasn't played a snap. We got Addison
yes.
with a bum ankle still. We need, let's then we could take the rest off. When we have the 1 seed later in
okay.
the season, we can just take a couple games out the end and rest. How about that?
He must
Okay.
not be a Minnesota fan and not know how it works. Like, we got to play the whole season.
You mean reality?
But, yeah,
You're telling me
reality,
that
buddy.
I'm
Yeah,
a
come
Vikings
back to
fan that
reality a
don't
little
know
bit,
anything
homie.
about reality? Okay.
Yeah. Been watching the Vikings longer than you, buddy.
Check out Twitter, then you come back to me.
No, it is a little bit concerning. I mean, you're 5-0. You don't want that train to stop, right?
Right.
But the only thing I can think is the injuries, and hopefully everybody gets healthy, and hopefully they're ready to come.
I agree.
Come out of
Yeah,
bye.
I mean, yeah, it's not as great on the front side as the back side, but I mean, play with the cards you're dealt.
Yep.
Yeah,
I get you.
100%. Speaking of cards, Cards are
Whoa.
traveling to Green Bay this weekend to play the old Packers. You know what? I'm going to start this one, actually.
Yeah, you should.
I thought about letting you guys start it.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
He's going to.
I know.
So, like, my gut actually wants to go Packers because they haven't really wronged me too much this year in the picks. But, okay, hold on. Let me do this first because I already know.
Oh, okay.
So I already know. Well, I already know the others' picks, right?
That's fair. That's
right?
fair.
So I'll let you guys know. I think that's fair.
Okay.
Rip them. They're not here. So, Hamilton, or I'm sorry, I call him Hamilton. Sorry. Matt picked the Cards. Everybody else picked the Packers.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That's the only reason why it's got me thinking Cards a little bit. But what's the DB for the Packers with 5 picks?
McKinley.
He's scaring me a little bit.
Is he?
He's scaring me a little bit. Especially with Kyler Murray. Sheesh. Yeah, I gotta go Packers. I don't think I can go Cardinals here. I really wanted to try to go Cardinals, but I just don't think I can trust their defense. I think the two offenses are comparable right now to me, where they're at today.
Okay.
Green Bay might have the slight edge for me, but I think defensively the Green Bay will be able to handle them.
That'll be the difference maker.
I think so for me. Yeah.
I mean, the Packers defense, I'll step in right here. They're playing pretty good ball. I really want to pick Kyler Murray too, but
I do, man. I do, but I just don't know if I can.
Because I think he gives the Packers fits and on his little, scampering around style.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going Packers.
Whoa, that's the first time you picked the Packers all year.
I know.
Wow.
How did that feel coming out of your mouth?
It didn't feel good at all.
He's gonna have to wash it after this.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to pick the Cardinals, make myself feel better.
I don't believe you.
All right, fine.
You bring the Packers. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, Jake. Cardinals, Packers.
I think they're too much.
I really agree with the thought of the mobile, agile quarterbacks just giving the Packers fits, especially in Lambeau.
Quay Walker.
But
He's going.
the Packers defense is pretty darn good right now.
Does
And,
Alexander come back?
He is still at
Jair,
the
I think
moment.
he's-
He's like day to day.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
He missed last week again.
Because Stafford did kind of turn him up a little bit.
Yeah,
Jair didn't play last week though.
I know. Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, okay,
You know.
yeah.
right. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is still a pretty legit rookie.
Oh, for sure. I like their tight end too. Is it Brait?
Yeah, Cameron Brate, I
Yeah.
think.
McBride.
Or-
McBride.
Yeah, that guy.
McBride. Why am I? Cameron
You said that in the
McDonald's.
opening show too.
I know something about McBride. I don't know.
Whatever.
Did I call him Brait in the opening show too?
Sure.
Oh, maybe.
So you almost made me want to change my pick, but I'm going to take the Packers.
Ah, Jake.
Almost.
We all have garbage coming out of our mouths. More so than normal. All right. Well, that's disappointing. So only one of us picked the Cardinals. That would be
Thanks,
Matt.
Matt.
Everybody else is going with the Packers.
I hope you win. I'll take the L.
Matt, knock on your wood. Knock
Yeah,
on your wood,
get it
Matt.
going.
Detroit at Dallas. Coming to you, Rob. Detroit at Dallas. Oh, wait. I got to tell you what they got. Everybody went Lions.
Oh, did they?
Everybody went Lions.
Interesting. I'm going Lions too, especially Parson. Now, I don't think they'll be able to get the pressure on. Lions are playing good ball right now, so
Yep.
And Dallas not having a running game to shorten the game, and Dak throwing the ball anywhere near 45 attempts is the L in my book.
Fair enough. Jake.
Lions.
Lions.
Yep, they're just going to
Why, Jake?
They're just going to beat up Dallas. Dallas had an ugly win against the Steelers on Sunday night.
True,
Right? That was Sunday night? Yeah, Sunday night, Monday morning cuz
and they almost lost that game too
Yeah.
on that amazing Superman goal line stand play
right.
to cause that fumble.
So yeah, no, they're just
You're
gonna,
struggling here, Tyler, aren't you? You don't know which way to go. You really want to be a
I'm
Cowboys fan.
You
I'm
don't
trying to-
know.
no,
you do not want to be
Cowboys
I
American.
fan.
very
fans,
much
you
just
got
like
a
the
new-
Cowboys. No, I
No?
very much just like the Cowboys. I'm just looking at the other games, like which game can I take a shot at? Because
Oh.
I'm thinking about maybe it's
So
this
somebody you can lie to yourself of what you really want to pick.
one. Something that I'm guaranteeing myself a loss for next week.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be different, right? You know what I mean?
Gotta
Like,
be different.
I just Yeah, the Lions are too good. I gotta go Lions. Sorry, it's just they're all the way around, both sides of the ball. Goff's too consistent right now too. Yeah, I don't know.
Unless
I gotta go
Dallas
Lions,
can
man.
make them pass the ball and them being close and Dak just having a ridiculous game. But Braylon Cooks is banged up.
all
Go ahead.
sorry, without Micah Parsons, all the Lions need to do is walk in the freaking building and almost said something else. Walk in the freaking building and run David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs down their throat, and it's probably a win.
Yeah, just like last year.
Yeah, literally just like last year.
So
all right, move on from that.
moving on, that's W's.
This one's a little bit tricky. We got a little bit, we got 50-50 on the ones that are not here on this next game, actually, which is interesting. So
This
the
is a really
Commanders
interesting- yep.
traveling to Baltimore. It is very interesting. So before we move on, Tyler and Matt picked the Ravens. Mike and Ben went with the Commanders. Ben did have one comment with the Commanders. It said Jaden Daniels has to play lights out for them to win this game.
That's what Joe Burrow had to do too.
True.
And he's still lost.
Yeah.
Jake,
Let's hear it.
Jake's going with the Commanders, but why don't you explain to us why?
Jacob.
I am probably more scared of this game now than
Last week with
than
the
last
Bills?
week with
Just
the Bengals.
seeing what the Bengals could
Bengals?
do to you guys.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and prior to the Commanders game last week, this was an odd stat that I heard is that they had more scoring drives than they had incomplete passes going into their game in week 5.
Whoa.
Yeah. So another boat race, I think, and unless the Commanders can't stop the King Henry train. So I'm nervous, but I'm still going to go Ravens.
A nervous Ravens.
Yep.
A nervous Ravens.
Yep. I'm like 51-49 on it.
Is it Daniel's skill set that scares you against the Ravens defense, or what's your biggest worry against the Commanders offense? Your defense.
It's that passing game. Jaden Daniels is similar to Lamar Jackson, and when he gets out of the pocket, he's looking to throw, not run.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he has to, he'll take it and go with it. If you kind of look at his stats, so
Yeah.
Absolutely kind of terrified about what it looks like once he leaves the pocket. So that Ravens front four is going to have to keep him in the pocket if they want to stand some kind of chance of slowing him down.
Did you hear his percentage on that?
For what?
For Ravens over Commanders, it was 51-49. He's barely going for his squad.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was pretty
It's a
confident
tough game.
last
It's
week
a
about
tough game.
It's
with
really
the win over the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's intriguing.
Actually, I'm gonna go the other way. I think this is gonna be a blowout. I think
Whoa.
the Ravens are gonna dominate. I think this is the first time that the Commanders/Redskins actually play a team. I mean, the only team they've really played that I feel like is a really competitive team against them is the Bucs this year, and they lost, what was that, 37-20? That was week 1. I'll give it that. But the rest, they played the Giants, the Bengals, the Cardinals, and then Cleveland. I think that the running game of the Ravens is just going to establish. It's going to force Daniels to pass a lot. And I think they have the skill set on the backside of the Ravens to just, I'm going to 2 touchdown win this game.
Who remind me again who's in the Commanders division? That's the Dallas. That's NFC East, right?
Yes, correct.
Cowboys, Eagles.
I mean, shoot.
Giants.
They could still win their division. The Commanders could.
Yeah.
They could. Yeah, I mean,
They absolutely could go on a run.
yeah, that defense is playing out of its mind, I think. And then Cliff Kingsbury is getting the ball out of Daniel's hands quick, fast, and stuff, not letting him make a ton of mistakes. It's almost like a college offense. Is like the decisions are already made. It's not a lot of reading multiple, options. So, yeah.
And eventually that's not going to work anymore. You got to take that next step. But for now.
The Ravens just play such aggressive defense that it makes that, But that accuracy of Daniels can come into effect, when you're aggressive like that too. So, but
Yeah.
I'm going Ravens. There's no way they're going to lose this game at home. I think the Commanders will give them. I don't think it'll be a blowout though. I think it'll be fun, and I think Commanders fans have a lot to look forward to in the future.
Yeah.
But I just don't think this is the one. I really wanted to go Commanders here,
Yeah.
but I
I mean, he's looking like the top pick.
I'm sorry, dude.
Quarterback.
King Henry is so consistent right now, and then you sprinkle in just a little bit of Lamar. You got Zay, and you got our guy Bateman is starting to pick it up a little bit now as well.
We had Mark Andrews sightings this past
Likely.
week.
No.
Mark Andrews sightings. Okay, I mean, I don't know, and I love Roquan Smith. He's one of my favorite linebackers in the league. So I don't know,
And they're healthy.
Ravens at home, and they're healthy. Something to be said about that. Let's head right into the Niners and the Sea Chickens. Sorry,
What's a sea chicken
Seahawks.
sound? What's the sound of a sea chicken?
I'd imagine they cluck.
Is it like a high pitching
it
seagull?
But they're like
finish.
They're
or
like
what?
they're flying more than you typically would see a chicken fly, more than their
We've
couple
completely
feet or
lost
whatever.
it up here.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, sea chickens. Anyway, everybody's going Niners. That's not here. So I'll start this one because are they in San Francisco?
No,
No, they are
they're in
not.
Seattle.
I'm going Seattle. I liked most of what they showed us when they played Detroit, but I don't know. I think the 49ers still ain't quite got it yet. Missing some pieces there.
A lot of pieces.
I see the Sea Chickens. Sorry, the Seahawks taking this one, and that's a real tough place to play.
It is.
Whoever wants it on
Take it,
this one.
Jacob.
Sea chickens.
Sea chickens.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's
I
gonna
this
be-
was gonna be. I thought I was gonna be the outlier.
No, I think this is going to be a really good, close, physical game. They historically are going to come down to like the last couple of minutes, last couple of seconds, and I think right now the Seahawks are being coached better than the 49ers.
Whoa!
Wow. There's a hot take right there.
Why do you
Mark
say
that down,
Why do
Kevin.
you say that? What's glaring at you? That
The just kind of like the time of possession stuff that Shanahan's like messing around with, and Mike McDaniels,
sounds right.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
He just seems to like know what's going on, like big picture with everything that's happening during the game. So I just have a
So
lot
it's
of
game management you really like.
yeah.
So that's why you're
enough.
going with them. Yeah.
And a really tough, strong running game.
That helps.
Fair enough.
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
they got a couple of them there actually in Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers on this. I think this is the
Niners.
redemption game. I think they got embarrassed last week in the game that they probably should have won. So I think they're going to come back another week. I think healthy. I think Brandon Ayuk is back up to game speed. You saw his target share and receptions go up. Debo's was down. So I just have a feeling the Niners are going to come out hard on this game and take this division game, but it'll be close.
Yeah, I think
These
it'll
games
be a
are
great
always good and
matchup.
close. So
Yeah.
should be a good, fun game. I could see it, 28, 25, somewhere in there.
Sure. Fair enough. And to wrap up our 5-game slate here, we got the Jaguars technically visiting the Bears, but in London.
Hopefully it's better field conditions.
I think this one's at Tottenham too, isn't it?
Is it?
I think
I
so.
did not look that up. I should
What does it
have.
say on the bottom of the scroll there, Kevin?
At Tottenham?
That's right.
All right.
Boom.
At Tottenham again. So we could see slippery conditions again.
Yeah.
It did start raining, though, at the end of, or in like the third quarter of the Vikes-Jets game. It did start raining. I remember that now.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. Not to save face for them. But Jags at Bears, but in London. Rob, who do you have?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wait. Sorry. I keep forgetting. I
All right.
gotta give us our cheat sheet here. Everybody did not take Bears. Matt decided to take Jaguars here.
I'm going with Matt.
Going with Matt, taking
Ooh.
Jags.
The streak starts.
Well, they won
I don't know
one.
about
Yeah,
the
it's-
streak. Calm down,
Well,
buddy.
the streak cut requires
Oh,
two.
fair. Yes.
Yeah, so the streak starts.
I mean, I think the Jags, coming off a win like that, they've been mostly competitive in all 5 games they've played in.
At least 4 or 5, I think.
I think at the end of week 3 or 4, they had like a 12-point differential. I rewatched the game again. Caleb is improving.
Thank you.
They had a running game last week against the Panthers. Panthers front four couldn't stop anything at all. Their linebackers were just every play fake they were biting on. Still, Williams misses a ton of balls. He loves to dance. He just loves that college. Thinks he's the best athlete on the field style of play. But I don't know. I just feel like the Jags got this one. It's gonna be a good tight game. Bears defense is elite. But I just think
That lockdown, the Bears defense is that lockdown for you right now?
I mean, their secondary, their linebackers are really good.
I love Brisker.
They're just getting after it too. But I just feel like the Bears offense, if they can't run the ball, they've been very stagnant this year, which will keep, the Jaguars into this game. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Jaguars are going to sneak it out the end.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. Jake, who we got? Jake's Bears.
Jake's Bears, my wife's Bears.
Bear down.
Yeah, I have to be careful.
Drinks up.
Rip Bears fans.
No, DeAndre Swift is being productive now. He's finally showing up. And again, the Bears defense is
Do you have him in fantasy?
DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I mean, he had a good last week. What did he do the week before?
Well, that's why he said starting to get going. You know,
Starting. All right.
Yeah,
More
like
about-
week
you get,
5.
getting that streak
Well,
going.
week-
Yeah.
Week 4, he was kind of productive, and then week 5 he's more productive. And defenses travel. So and this is for my wife. Bear down, Bears.
Oh, that's a homer pick. I hear
that's
it
right.
there.
Bears for Jake. I am siding with Rob and Matt on this. I think the Jags do finally start to get a little bit of momentum. I think we'll see a different Caleb Williams this week just because of the travel, honestly. And then we'll see maybe him bounce back a little bit next week. But again, it is a way different team than the Panthers, even though the Jaguars are also a 1-win team, I believe.
Yep, they got their
They're a
first.
better 1-win team.
I would
than the
agree.
Panthers.
Again, they've been in every game. They were leading the Dolphins until they allowed them to come back in the game, if I remember correctly. And that was like week 2, though, so I don't know. But
yeah.
I would agree. They've just been a lot of close games, and Trevor's got to start earning that money now.
Yeah,
you know
he
what
does.
I mean, he's got to show him that, hey, I can pull us out of this hole. Otherwise, I think we'll see a change there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jaguars just not having a alpha number 1 receiver is killing them right now. Christian Kirk is not it. The tight end.
Do they got Ridley there?
No,
No,
Ridley went to
Rid-
Tennessee.
yeah,
so-
Yeah,
that's
Tennessee.
right. He went to Tennessee.
And I mean, that's I think the biggest is when it's
They
third.
signed Kirk for a lot of money.
Yeah, but
For what
but
he
you know
is.
when it's 3rd and 6 and they need that go-to route guy.
Yeah, they don't have a clear possession receiver.
Exactly. Then that's and then if they thought I think the tight end was gonna be that guy. He got hurt a little early. I don't know what the rest of his season's been, but and then slow getting that running game going overall to dominate games. But they've been competitive in all games, so
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game though.
Yeah,
I think it'll be another hard fought game. I'm real curious to watch it, to be honest.
getting up early for it.
I am because I do want to see what Caleb does against a different defense that's not the Panthers, because now we saw him play decent last week. Now I want to see him play the next step up defense. You know what I mean? It's not a great defense either for the Jaguars right now. It's not, but I don't know. I just want to see if he continues to take those steps.
Yeah. I mean, he audibled. He did some good things. I'm not totally.
You would just like to see him stop.
Not
Is he
throwing.
escaping too early?
No, he comes off reads of open receivers. He should just take those 6 yards and be happy with it versus no, and then looking for that deep
Trying for something
guy, and
bigger.
then it's
Sure,
usually like a
sure.
too high safety scenario too. And I'm like, that's just not the read you want to. Take your 7 yards and play another down.
Now it's 2nd and 3 or whatever.
You know,
3rd and 3.
But
Yeah.
the guy has elite escapability skill set, and that's the almost thing that I think his crutch is that he leans on it so much versus just sitting back there and just tossing
Standing in
dimes,
throwing a dot.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and that offensive line's got to play. They're not been helping, but against maybe the last game against the Panthers got their mojo going.
Sure. Fair enough. With that wraps our 5-game slate and pretty much wraps up Gridiron updates for this week. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe wherever you listen to the Banter, whether that's YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And we will see you next week. Don't forget that this episode, again, was brought to you by the Cappy. Don't forget to grab your little 4-pack.
On Amazon.
Other camera.
Made in America.
4-pack on Amazon.
America.
To keep them mosquitoes, Minnesota State bird, out of your drink. Peace.
Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. Tune in next time for more Banter with the boys.